Hello, and welcome to Twin Peaking, where I showed my friend Jay my personal list of worst to best episodes of Twin Peaks, and she sees if she can figure out what the show is. If you're liking the show, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and tell anyone you think might be interested. Also, please make sure to go follow my friend Jay at twitch.tv/JanuaryK. That's January K-A-Y. Without further ado, let's get into it. Hey Jay, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Mac?
Tired.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that real quick?
Yes, I feel like we need like some kind of warning in front of this one. I just got off of doing a 24-hour stream of Death Stranding 2. It ended up being 25 hours because I didn't want to wrap up in the middle of something, and it took me an extra hour. I fell asleep, I woke up, and we're doing this. So I'm not here today. If you're looking for insightfulness, if you're looking for whatever, I'm not the guy today. So you know, a little warning there, a little preamble. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And here's a surprise. I don't think you know. I'm attempting to do the same thing after we end today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I checked the time and I was like, oh my god. Oh my, are you ready for that? Or
No.
Okay.
No. So initially it's just gonna be two 17s.
Okay.
As like a surprise of like, hey, we're pushing it. But then like at a certain point I felt fine yesterday and I was like, we could go for 25. And then I got to 22 or 24, and then I got to 22 and I was like, this was a mistake, but 22, like I'm so close, I have to finish.
You're so close, you have to get to 24.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if I even attempt that or whether it's going to be a normal stream today. But the initial plan was to do 17 and 17 as like a surprise of like an overnight thing and then sleep normal like a person.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I'll tune into that. So.
Thanks. It's going to be bad. I was going to tell you that like I was going to title it as a reference. I'll say it here. I was going to title it as a reference to Twin Peaks where it says it's happening again, which is why I'm tying that into this opening.
Oh, fun.
But then I realized that's a reference you don't get yet. So like...
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, and the reason I'm bringing it up is because it's linked to Twin. But then I'm like, oh, you don't know what that's in reference to. Okay, never mind. Like I wasn't so scatterbrained that I was like, yeah. So let me talk about this unrelated. I mean, I do that though, but like let me talk about this unrelated thing that's totally not relevant.
Right.
I did want to also put another disclaimer. Because this was on my brain and I just remembered to actually bring it up here. Thank God. Last time we recorded, I had talked about how David Lynch's daughter and Mark Frost had apparently talked about like David Lynch and Mark Frost had talked about a season 4 and that they might release it as. So I even at that time I was being specific that it was kind of scuttlebutt, not really. Like it was a bunch of rumors. That has been pretty soundly. Mark Frost in a recent interview has soundly said like, no, they didn't write anything. They didn't do anything. So it was very much like they talked about where it could go in the same way they talked about it initially from season 2 to season 3 as friends of like, oh, what could we do next? But they never went past that stage. There's nothing. So I did want to say that, though I'm sure anyone who's in the know when they hear that, especially at that weeks later where that's already come out, like will have my ass for that. So here's me publicly saying like, yeah, that was just scuttlebutt at the time, and we got more confirmation that no, it was pretty much not that.
I see.
So
okay.
Yeah. But like I should acknowledge when I mess up. This isn't like a news podcast, but like I should still be like, got that wrong,
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. Anything you want to add? Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, do you have anything you want to add?
No, I do not have anything to add.
Okay. In that case, have you watched any of the Log Lady intros?
I have not.
Okay.
No, I have not.
Yeah, this is just I fully don't expect you to. It's gonna be the wildest surprise where you're like, yeah, I did watch this portion. but I did say I would check in and see and give you the opportunities to talk about it if you do. So yes. All right. I think that's it. So we're good to get going.
I think so.
All right. Here's play. All right. So that was Twin Peaks Season 2, Episode 3, The Man Behind Glass. Or The Man Behind the Glass. Sorry. Forgot an article there.
The Man Behind the Glass.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you make of that title?
It is good, I think. Especially with that last shot of Harold when he goes into the little greenhouse that's surrounded by glass kind of deal, I think is interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. In addition to that, I feel like if we're talking about like thematic glass of like seeing through it but not quite being there, not being quite connected, there's a lot of that in this, right? Of like you have Albert and Harry coming at each other, like even if they're in the same space, like emotionally they are like across glass from each other. You also see that with like Donna and James. You see that with oh my goodness, how am I forgetting her name? Cheryl Lee, the cousin. Oh no.
Maddie?
Yeah, Maddie. Yeah, that was embarrassing for me. I love her so much. Honestly, probably one of my favorite characters in early Twin Peaks. Like I love Cheryl Lee. I have a huge crush on her. I think she's brilliant as an actress. Moving past that, like her almost being like this figurine as like a figurine for Laura Palmer being behind glass. Right. We're seeing this like all throughout the episode of a metaphorical glass, while you also have a guy like I don't think they could have picked a better title for this if I'm being honest. Because it hits both like thematic stuff as well as a literal reading of it. Which is exactly what you want to look for in a title, Right. It's so good that it makes it hard to remember that like they were given like a year or two after the episodes came out in a completely unrelated like airing of the show.
Yeah.
What did you make of this episode?
Overall, I liked the episode. It's interesting, like the whiplash I got from like the previous episode that we watched.
Yes.
Because like, the previous episode that we watched is very like supernatural, like magic stuff kind of going on. Whereas this one is very still in the murder mystery kind of era of Twin Peaks kind of deal. So it's interesting to see the two, especially watching them back to back. It's interesting to see the two different tones of Twin Peaks contrasting so vastly against each other,
So that's actually
interesting.
Related to one of the big questions I had. There's a lot of mystic stuff in this episode.
There is.
There's hypnotism. Yes. Coop's talking about his dreams and a giant visiting him. The one-armed man being weird, like, which can all sit in a realistic form of things as well. But like, I guess like on the broader scope of things, like it's interesting to see how like that stuff was in there, but it's not like smacking you in the face. This is about supernatural bullshit. It's like the air in is off in Twin Peaks, but it's not like but it's not like, oh, but here's this cave and the spirits and right. And so like from my perspective, it's so clear how they like got there once like David Lynch, who's a master at that exact vibe, and stepped away and Mark Frost is kind of a lore hound. Like he loves to write lore and stuff, which David Lynch then obfuscates. It's why they work well together. But then then they're left with all this lore stuff, and they're like, all right, so we're gonna actually go deep into the lore side of things because we don't know how to do what David Lynch is doing. Right? And like you can kind of see that evolution. You've seen that evolution happen to a degree. Yeah, well, I say evolution. It is more like it just stops and starts being this other thing.
Yeah, it's interesting because like you're right. Like this episode is like it still does have those supernatural elements, but you're right. Like it's like there's something odd in the air here. Like you can really feel that in this episode. Whereas, the last episode that we watched was like, I don't want to say off the rocker, but it's so far removed from what this episode is. It's like very like it is not. Like I can see the gradual from like taking in all of the episodes I've seen so far. I can see that gradual shift of this episode to where it ends up. It's just interesting how it goes that way. Like I don't know how I feel about that yet. I don't know if it's like
it feels like in this part they are aware that there are things that are unexplainable, but include that. Yeah. And then in the later part, they're trying to explain the unexplainable.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And that's never as satisfying. People will want those answers because people want answers generally, but it's never going to be as satisfying as things just being unexplainable.
Right.
And so we get that unexplainable vibe here when before it's like, it's unexplainable because they are aliens/demons from the lodge and we're going to a cave. And that said, we're kind of trashing on the last episode, but it was still quite good.
It was still good, I still like the last episode.
But like it is so clear the gulf of like this specific thing, like in this area, how much better it is earlier. Yeah.
I agree.
But on that note though, like this is already in here at like, season 2, episode 3. You didn't really see much of season 1. You saw episode 7 and episode 2.
Yes, that's correct.
Neither of which had much of this, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes, no, they didn't.
When do you think this happened? Like when do you think they start to introduce this stuff?
Oh man, I want to say at the end of season 1 is when they start introducing this kind of stuff. That's where I want to say it goes.
Real quick, maybe I shouldn't have asked this because even from episode 2, I forgot that this happened in episode 2, but it did just suddenly. I was reminded, like Laura Palmer's mom saw a vision of Bob. Remember?
Yes, at the end of the bed.
Yes. So maybe I shouldn't have asked that because technically
I want to say, like, I get what where you're coming from. It's just like I can't imagine there's like the White Lodge doesn't show up until like the middle of season 2, if I'm remembering, like when the general starts talking about it. And so that's why I don't imagine there's a lot of that throughout season 1. Like maybe that's why it's interesting. Because we later in this episode, Coop talks about a dream that he had. And like maybe it starts off as a dream, like all these supernatural things like starts off with the dream of like I had a vision, right? And like maybe that happens in the middle of season 1, but I don't think it starts ramping up necessarily until the end of season 1 into season 2. And then it kind of, I think the kickoff of it, in my opinion, I think it starts when the general gets kidnapped by what I thought at the time was aliens. When he disappears into the white light. Like I think that's when it starts like, okay, now we're in the supernatural half of this TV show. Like that's how I see it.
Okay.
So
yeah. That makes sense. Yes. Just to clarify, when we talk about season 1, we are counting the pilot TV TV movie as episode 1. If you get the box set, that doesn't count it as episode 1. They actually say episode 2 is episode 1, and that there's only 7 episodes in the first season.
Right, you mentioned this before.
Yes, I just periodic reminders of like when we talk about what we've seen in season 1. What you didn't see. The episode you did not see, you did not see Zen or How to Catch a Killer, and you did not see the season finale. You saw the episodes before those. Just to be extremely like make sure we're all on the same page. Yes. So yes. Yeah. What did you were talking about how you felt about this episode as a whole. Before we sidetracked into talking about magic already being involved or supernatural already being involved. Maybe not magic, but what'd you make of that episode?
I don't have much to say. I think I'm ready to talk into the episode now.
All right,
if you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
Okay. So the first scene that we see is we're at the hospital, and I don't know if this is the first time I've heard her name.
No, we've heard Ronette a few times.
We have heard Ronette a few times. Okay, yes. I just couldn't remember what her name was.
We saw her parents.
Girl is crazy.
Yeah, we saw her parents before. We saw her in Missing Pieces. We saw her because she was the other one with Teresa Banks.
Oh yes, she was with Teresa Banks in Missing Pieces. That's right.
Yes, we saw her, we saw her in another episode after that. I'm trying to remember, or heard her name. She's been referenced a few different times.
Okay. Yeah. I couldn't. It's just been so scattered. I guess I didn't remember.
Yes.
I just called her "Girl is Crazy in Bed," and then I wrote Ronette as a later thing.
Yes.
A reference to a later scene. Albert is there, and Coop is gathering evidence from Ronette's finger that he grabbed like the letter B from her fingernail, which is all bloody and stuff.
Yep.
They discuss
on
talking
ABC
about
Family.
Yes.
Just as a reminder.
They talked about the tainted IV that she had. And then Coop mentions the dream. This is the first time I heard about the dream, where he is visited by a giant, owls, and chemicals. And then there was another point that I didn't get to write down because I misheard it. But yeah. Jacques Renault in a body bag. That was the thing that he said, if I remember correctly. So those were the three things.
The 3 clues are a smiling bag, a man who points without chemicals, and oh no, I forgot the third one.
Owls, right?
Yes, the owls are not what they see.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, that's the end of that scene. So he talks about the dream. So yeah. I don't know how I feel about it necessarily. I think I'm missing information from a previous episode, especially about Ronette and why she is acting that way. Because yeah, you're right. She is in that scene with her parents in the hospital, right?
And she's in a coma. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's in a coma. Yes. And that's the scene. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that the scene with Hawk
and the one-armed man? Yes, and the one-armed man. Yes, I think that. Outside of the movie, that was the first time you'd seen him, because you'd seen him in the movie lighting candles backwards and popping up a couple other places in the movie, I think.
Yes.
And then you saw him in the hospital and you were like, oh, like
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to make sure that I was remembering that scene correctly.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, so the one in the hospital is actually from season 1, episode 2.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I wanted to make sure that, Okay, so I don't know why Ronette is acting that way. And what happened to her. It sounds like a lot happened in the hospital.
Yes.
Coming in from this episode. So, I think I'm missing context, but here's my theory. I think Jacques Renault. I think that he is killed as like the season 1 finale. Like whatever happened in season 1, like I think that's where he died, is like the season finale of season 1. And like shit going down at the hospital, basically.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of things happened that night at the hospital or whatever. So that's where I think that happened.
Okay. Yeah. We did meet Jacques Renault both in Missing Pieces, but also in season 1, episode 7, where Coop talks to Jacques Renault. Yes.
Yes.
And says like, I have a drug deal on the other side of the border. So come on down. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have anything to add to this scene or?
To this opening one, I love Albert, but we'll get into that. You don't seem to love Albert. I love Albert. We'll get into it. But he is so funny. Like he walks up, sees the drugged IV, and he's like, "Looks like dye." Like absolutely calling it out. Love him.
I see. Okay, The next scene is Donna visiting Harold.
Yes.
She says that Harold sent her a letter, and Harold says because Laura would have wanted me to. And so this is where she meets Harold for the first time.
Okay, so you think this is the first time they like meet properly?
I think this is the first time that they meet properly. Yes.
Do you think that Harold was in previous episodes?
I do think that he was in previous episodes, but not in relation to Donna. It's more in relation to Laura. But I think this is the first time that Donna has met Harold.
Okay.
Then Donna sees a piece of paper coming out of like the drawer, which we know is the drawer where Laura's diary is normally kept.
As well as like a lot of other written books of people's.
Yes.
It's weird, but that's a different episode. Yes, that is where that's kept. Yes.
And then Donna asks, or Harold brings out orchids basically, I think Harold is trying to get to know Donna better, and Donna's trying to get a feel for why Harold is sending, like who Harold is.
Yes.
And that's kind of what this scene is. Harold gives off, like, I don't know if it's the acting or I don't know if it's like how he looks half the time, but Harold gives off ick vibes. Like, I really don't like Harold. Like, not even because, like, I know that he's crazy in later episodes with him trying to freaking kill Maddie and Donna later in a later episode, right? But like, even when he's like, I don't know if this is what they intended, but maybe he's supposed to be like this kind of shy, kind of awkward character because he doesn't go outside that much, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I can see how that is a character that he's supposed to be portrayed as, but it just gives off ick and like just like creepy vibes, more like very creepy, like I don't know how to feel around this guy, which makes him wanting to kill, Donna and Maddie later on in a later episode. Like, it doesn't come off as like this came out of nowhere kind of deal. It comes off more of like, I was expecting this to happen, like he was supposed to turn kind of deal.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Yep, fair enough. There's some interesting things that happen in this plot line, or how do I put it? Not in this plot line, but around this plot line. There's a lot of interesting stuff, both leading up to it, after it, all this other stuff. I don't care about Harold and Donna. I don't like Donna very much, and Harold is a melting wax figure. So like, I don't care. I will say that the character who plays Harold, there's like this 2-episode parody of Twin Peaks where like a lot of the people involved in Twin Peaks were part of it. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Like, it's as dumb as like Split Mountain or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that level of thing. But he plays the Harry Truman of that for those 2 episodes, which is a fun little thing.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Cute.
So there's that. There's this. Here you go.
Okay, that's fine. That's a fun piece of trivia.
Yeah.
Okay. Yay. Okay. The next scene is at the sheriff's office where they talk about Coop and
Sorry,
Harry.
I am gonna need to interrupt.
And
sorry. I have to get the name of this out real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna edit all this out. Shut the fuck up, please. My phone, not you. Jesus. Oh, I just misspelled parody as a. What is it called? Oh my god. My phone is so slow. I'll edit in what it is over the top of that.
Okay.
I feel so. I can't find the name of it anywhere. I know what I'm talking about though. Oh, okay, found it, maybe. Nope. Oh, I did get part of it wrong. Okay. He plays the Sheriff Truman of the Psych parody of it.
Oh, okay.
But there is a 2-episode parody, but he plays someone else in that. But yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So he's the Sheriff Truman of the Psych parody. Thank God I at least corrected myself there. I knew something was wrong in my brain and I couldn't figure it out because I'm tired.
Okay. All right. So I'll move on to the next scene here. And that is they're at the sheriff's office and Coop and Harry and Albert are there and they're talking about the circular. I don't remember what Coop called it, but he put Ronette, Coop, Mrs. Palmer, and Maddie on the board, and he put the picture of the man, of the guy with the hair in the middle. That they talk about how they're connected, and that's how they're going to find the man.
They're all the people who have seen Bob before, and you do know his name is Bob.
In different ways.
That's been brought up before, so. Yes.
But I'm gonna keep calling him the guy with
the
absolutely.
Hair. Just making sure that I wasn't sure if that was one of those things of like you've had so much information out of so much order, whether that was something you need a reminder of or whether that was just shorthand. So there you go.
And then they briefly talk about Albert drops a bunch of information on Coop.
Yes.
About like how the letter B is from it was so much information I didn't take proper notes because I can
go
much.
over it all.
Okay.
For some reason I'm able to remember this, but not much other stuff. So yes, he drops information that the bee came from a magazine called Flesh World.
Flesh World, that's what it was.
Which did show up in Missing Pieces as well, the Flesh World magazine. Yes. He says that he sent the picture of Bob to every agency basically that they have access to, and no one knows who this guy is. Not popping up anywhere. He says that he was shot by the same gun that James Bond uses. Cooper was shot by the same gun James Bond uses, which is funny. And that's most of the information that's relevant. Yeah.
Okay. And then this is why I don't like Albert. He called Albert a knuckle dragging something. I can't remember.
It's so good.
Harry.
Yes,
he insulted Harry.
Harry was like yes.
So not nice. It was not. It kind of came out of nowhere, and of course Harry gets mad about it, and and he's like, Harry's like, I'm gonna punch you in the face. And then Albert's like, well, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
That's actually not how this all goes. Okay.
It feels that way.
Yes.
It feels that way. I was very mad for Harry.
I'm gonna stand up for Albert.
How can you insult Harry and not expect him to get mad? Like, you basically called him a caveman.
Yes.
And so of course Harry's gonna get mad about it. And so like, I don't know. I was so mad for Harry in that moment that I didn't he brought up Gandhi or something. He's like, I follow Gandhi or the Buddha. I don't know. He said something.
I will go over all of this.
Over with it.
Yes, okay. I love all of this. This is why I love Albert. Okay, so like, I'm ready to throw down as much for Albert as you are for Harry right now. So first it starts off with Harry being like, yeah, so anything we should be looking out for or working on? And Albert says, you can practice not dragging your knuckles on the floor, which I think is very funny. And also, so as he gets up to leave, and then Harry grabs him and says, I've already hit you before and I felt bad about it, but this time will be a pleasure. So we know that Harry's already punched Albert once before. Yes.
I don't know when, but
yes, you haven't seen that, but he references it here. Wondering if that changes context for him mouthing off at Harry for you, knowing he's been hit by him before. That said, so then he's like, now you listen here. I am a hatchet man in the fight for justice, in that, like, saying like, I see some crazy shit in my job, and I because of that I have a certain level of cynicism, but I follow Gandhi and King and contain love in my heart, so I love you, Harry Truman, is how he ends this whole speech. And is basically like, yes, I carry the cynicism because of the horrible things I see, but I try to love people. And that is so me in a nutshell, of like, I am incredibly sarcastic and can be quite savage if given half an opportunity, but I've worked on it. But like, I do also try to love people. Like, I just relate to him so much. I don't see the shit that Albert sees, admittedly, but like, he's like, I have to have the cynicism in order to do my job, to do good things, but I do love you. Like, despite you hitting me, despite all of this, and then as he walks away, Coop comes up and is like, Albert's path is a strange and difficult one.
Yes.
Which is also great.
That is good of Coop. I like that line from Coop.
Yes.
Yeah, to me, because like, this is like maybe the second time I've seen Albert, I think.
Yeah, well, so the very first time you saw him was our first episode, where he comes in and gives Harry a big, like, they hug each other like they're best friends.
That's right. Like, they do.
Like Harry, like he lifts or like one of them lifts up the other, and it's like so cute, and they're so happy to see each other. Which is very funny in this context. I think you've seen it one other time outside of that, but like, yeah.
I think it was one other time, yeah. Because like, I haven't seen much of Albert, so.
Yeah, that's also where he, you saw him where he basically like tells him like, listen, Harry's girlfriend shot you. Like, you need to deal with that. And like, I'll back you up how you need to be backed up here. But that's who shot you. And then he's worried about Harry in that moment too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this kind of came out of the blue to me.
Oh, he was also missing pieces in that scene where David Bowie's in it, where he walks into the office. Albert's also there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. To me, that kind of insult came out of nowhere. From like, I can understand that he is frustrated with Harry or even annoyed at Harry, but like, to me, it came out of nowhere because they were talking so professionally.
Yes.
And Harry is legitimately like, okay, so what should we do now? And then to be insulted out of, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it kind of like threw me off of like, damn, like, what the hell? Like, you basically called him, like, you insulted him. Of course, Harry's going to get mad over it. And so that's why I wrote in my notes, you tell him, Harry.
Yes.
Because like,
you were saying that at the time during his speech.
It was upsetting. It was upset. Like, why would it, like, even if like they got into a spat previously, clearly they are past it at some point, right? And so it's kind of like Harry brought it up of like, I punched you and I felt bad about it, you know? And so like, it's kind of like when you accidentally make a mistake against someone and you apologize for it and they keep bringing it up as a point against you, it can get frustrating and annoying, you know? Like if you're still mad about it, let's talk it out instead of like you bringing it up as a point against me constantly, you know? It's very childish.
And
so
to fight for Albert.
With Albert.
And to fight for Albert, he did the same thing to Coop just minutes earlier of where Coop was talking about his dreams. And he's like, did you give him the magic beans he needed? Like,
yes,
and is like, all right, containing our stuff to the world that we exist in. Here's the information. And like
it seems very like very insulting. Like he is insulting Coop. Like Coop is very like yes, in a real world context, if someone was like a giant visited me from a dream and it gave, like yes, it's a little odd and like I would look at them sideways, but like I don't know, it was the snarkiness of Albert throughout like this scene in particular that
and the
really
scene
rubbed
before
me the wrong way.
Yeah.
And then of course Harry's gonna get mad about it, and so like that's why I was cheering Harry on in this context because like yeah, I would get pissed off if like you know what I mean, like it just like it was a point against Albert for me with this one.
Sure,
like
I love Albert Stark. I think it's brilliant. It's so funny. It's so good. Like that's so funny to say. Like you're trying to solve this girl's murder, and it's like really, you're talking about your dreams? Did you give him your magic? Like, it's such a funny line to say. I love his snark. I love all of it. And then like finding out that he has like this deep love for people outside of just being the snarkiest asshole you've ever seen just makes him one of my favorite characters.
To me personally, Albert pissed me off.
Yes, you're not alone in that.
I really did not like Albert at all. Like he really rubbed me the wrong way here.
It's very funny because
it's just not nice. It's just not nice. Like
you're not the only one I've shown this show that feels that way.
If he has love for people, if he loves love for people, sure, but you're not nice about it. Like if you have love for people, you would be a nice person, and like he does not come off as a nice person to me here. So I really did not like Albert in this scene.
Dead girls who have been brutally murdered all the time. I don't think you have to be nice.
Yeah, but like that, you can't say I follow Gandhi and then tell Harry that he cannot drag his knuckles in the same breath. That is not nice person behavior. That is not like that is I'm an asshole. I have I don't know. It just
I would argue that both
it sounds hypocritical to me.
I would argue that both King and Gandhi, who he names as people, were both people filled with love and also very much not kind because that's not what the job needed. You know?
Sure. But like that's what I mean. Like you can't say like I follow the way of these people when they're associated as like being kind. Like that's my understanding of like, yeah, sure, Gandhi is an asshole. Like we all know Gandhi is an asshole, but like he preaches being kind to other people, you know, and
he preaches peace to other people and love. There is a difference here. We're getting into a philosophical difference, I think, as well.
But that's why that's like to me personally, that's why this scene is. That's why I don't like Albert, because it's hypocritical to me. Like you can't say, hey, you can like imagine Mac. I was like, I follow Jesus, and I say something that is completely like.
I don't have to imagine this.
It's just like
all the so much of the right-wing Christians are that. So like I don't have to imagine. But also I do understand your point.
That's why I don't like it. Like I know you love Albert and I know you like his snark. It's just to me,
yes,
you can't be snarky and not expect people to be upset about it. You know, like of course Harry's going to be angry about
I think of course Harry's going to be mad about it. I think Albert expects him to be mad about it. Like, I don't think he's like caught off. He's not caught off guard about it.
He goaded Harry into that reaction. So if that's what if that's how you're presenting Albert to me as this character, and Albert is expecting Harry to be mad, of course Harry's going to be mad about it. Like, that's like, then that shows the assholeness even further. Is like, he's expecting Harry to be mad about it, so of course he says something that gets Harry mad at him. And so that's why I'm like, wow, this is super hypocritical.
I don't think he's pissing him off intentionally, but I don't think he expects people to just take it either. He's more like he's going to say what he's going to say, right? I think like if we're not trying to convince each other of anything, because we just know we're diametrically opposed on this character, and that's fine.
I really don't like. That's what I mean. Like, I really don't like this Albert in this scene, because like it rubs me really wrong. Like, that is it's just like the opposite of what I expect of a nice person to say when they say that they do things out of love for people. You don't do that if you love people. Like, that is that at the end of the day. You can't say that you love people and then goad them into acting that the way they do with the words that you say. And so that's why I think it's hypocritical of Albert.
That's I fundamentally disagree, but we do have to move on.
Sure. I just I know you would disagree. It's just like I
think you can have a level of cynicism and snark and still love people and do what you do because you love them.
There's nothing wrong with cynicism, but like, you can't expect your snark to not affect other people, you know?
No, 100%. But he expects that to happen. He's just laying out how he lives his life of like, listen, I have this cynicism and I have this snark, but I do this job and work on these things because I love people. And if you're going to react like with violence, I will still accept that, is what he says at the end of the day. And I think I think that's fine. Like, I like that because that's very similar to me.
If he expects Harry to punch him in the face, then he shouldn't be surprised if Harry punches him in the face. Like,
yeah, but he's not surprised that Harry was ready to punch him in the face either. So he was saying, do this then.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm like, of course Harry's angry about that.
Yeah, like, listen, I'm not trying to say that Harry's wrong to be upset. Harry should be upset. But I love the reaction of like, it's fine if you hit me because what I said, I will still love you. As you're being an asshole feels like that's a complex place to be. Like, I love that.
Maybe that's a complex place to be. Like, to me, I would not be around a person who thinks like that.
Sure.
Like, I think that like that is someone that I would keep away with a 10-foot pole, because I like I don't like when people just say truth for the sake of saying truth.
Right.
Like, to me, it sounds like saying truth for the sake of saying truth, and like, yeah, they expect
people who say that as an excuse to be an asshole.
Excuse to be an asshole. Yes, that's why that rubs me the wrong way, and like that's why I'm like, you can't say that you love people and still have that kind of attitude. That's why it seems hypocritical.
I don't think you could do his job and want to solve these crimes and help out people and help people get closure unless you love people in the first place. Even if deep inside of yourself, you have to build this shell. Sure.
He's still an asshole.
Yes, he is absolutely an asshole. Yes.
Asshole. That's why
correct.
That's why I think it's hypocritical. That's why I think he's hypocritical.
I don't think here's my thing. I think you could still love people and be an asshole. I don't think those two things are mutually exclusive. All right.
Yeah, no, I fundamentally disagree with that.
Okay. There's nowhere else to go with this conversation.
Yes,
so we will move on.
Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next scene with James. James is back at the sheriff's office. Coop tells him that he's not going to be charged because it's clear that the cocaine was planted. And then Coop turns to Lucy, and Lucy is being Lucy and trying to find words that have the letters B, T, and R in it. And then
to be
Coop
fair
goes,
to
"Good
Lucy,
work, Lucy."
To be fair to Lucy, that's what Coop asked her to do.
Yes, no, but she's being Lucy, as in she's like,
oh,
I found
yes.
86 words.
Yes,
I
sorry,
found 87 words.
Yes.
I found 88 words. Like, that was her.
Okay,
That's her
okay, yes, 100% that, yes.
That's Lucy's being Lucy there.
Yes.
And then Hawk comes and he asks Lucy like what she's doing, and she explains what she's doing. And then Dick comes in, and then Lucy kind of has this look of like, my lunch date is here, but she's not happy about it. And then Dick comes in and introduces himself to Hawk, and Hawk is not having it. I put Hawk with a heart next to his name.
Yes.
Because Hawk is just not having it, and he doesn't even acknowledge Dick and gives Lucy like 2 other words that have BT and R in it.
That fit the conversation. It's so choice.
Yes,
it's such a good moment.
It's so good. I love Hawk.
Yeah.
And then it quickly cuts to Leland Palmer. He's at the sheriff's office, and how he knows. Oh,
I did want to ask.
Yeah. Yes.
Dick introduces himself to Hawk. Do you think we know him at this point? Because this is the earliest you've seen him so far.
I don't think this is the first time we've seen Hawk, but this would
not Hawk. Sorry,
me.
Dick.
Sorry,
first time we've seen. We definitely seen Hawk before
Dick,
this.
Dick.
Yeah.
I know you said
okay.
Dick. I know you meant Dick.
Okay.
I don't think this is the first time that we've seen Dick, but this would not surprise me if this is like an introduction to Dick, because the scenes previous to like after this are good introductions to who Dick is as a person. Like, he's like, I work at
Horn's
the department store,
yeah.
Menswear, and then in a later scene at the diner with Lucy, he like explains like how he's a busy guy, and then Lucy's like, but we went out every Thursday, and then we,
did it on a public display bed in Horns, which is insane. I actually want to talk. We'll bundle that scene in right here. How's that sound?
Sure.
Because I have a lot of comments about this.
Okay.
The way that Dick just keeps talking, like about his like organizational thing of like, when people make orders, like I file it away in my brain as R and this, and then go to find, and then like he keeps going as Lucy drops silverware. He looks down at it and then just keeps talking. She jumps down and picks up the silverware. It's like absolutely insane. It's so funny, but like like for an insufferable character type of like funny. And then like pitch perfect. And then there's like this moment where he's like, just non sequitur, like is like, do you find it odd that I eat with my left hand? Like, no one gives a shit. Like,
no one
right?
Gives a crap.
Like, and I know
this
even
is how the Europeans do it.
Yeah,
like,
that part. Like, oh my God.
No one cares.
So like, yeah, we all know this person, right? Like, it's so bad. And then, it's so funny though, like the entire time. But yeah, like I also know that like at this period in time, like that kind of manners may have been more important, of like eating with, making sure you eat with the right hand. I know I had that drilled into me of like, no, you don't eat, like you cut with the left hand and you switch hands to eat. Like I did have that like drilled into me, but like and so like maybe that was a thing at the time more, but it's so like not the moment, like you're at the like what, it just comes out of nowhere too. It's so funny.
Yeah. I think it's a good introduction to who Dick is as a character.
Yes.
So this wouldn't surprise me if this is the first time we see Dick in the series, because he really nails in the head how much of a dick.
Yes.
I'm using that word very intentionally here. How much of a dick he is, because like at the end of that diner scene, Lucy tells him that she's pregnant, and he goes, "Preggers?" like
yeah. He's like
oh
preggers.
Yeah.
Which is so funny.
It's so funny. It's so choice.
How do you feel about like her being like, yeah, and then we did it on the public display bed, and that was exciting. Like,
that's like Lucy is so like it makes sense for her character. Like I think like Andy is the safe choice, right?
Yeah,
like Andy is like, this is like the person you would introduce to your family kind of deal.
Well,
like that's who Andy is.
I mean,
you know, but okay, you know what I mean though,
yes,
right?
Yes,
like,
he is the same choice compared to Dick. I'm worried that if you introduced him to your family as like, oh, this is who I'm with, they would be like, are you taking advantage?
Yeah.
Like, this guy's not, this guy's...
He's not all there.
Yeah. But I get what you mean, 100%.
Yeah, like Dick is he's kind of like the suave, you know, playboy kind of, you know, like the dangerous choice.
There is this guy in a small town. I don't know if like maybe more than one guy usually, but where they're like, I'm in a small town and I'm not gonna leave this town, but I need to bring outside stuff in to me to be different, to like not be this small town person. Like their entire personality is like not being small town, even though they never left.
Right.
Like who he is. So much as like this guy. So like, yeah. But what's really funny about it is that like he and Andy are like, he's that guy, but they're on like equal levels of intelligence.
Yeah.
Right. You have the small town simpleton, and then you have this guy who's coming on like trying to be sophisticated, but has never left this small town. But they're both dumb as shit. It's so funny.
They are. It's good. It's a good, like, Lucy, come on. You got to pick better men, but whatever.
I mean, also Lucy is on that level. Like, she's very good at very specific things. So like, let's not act like she's better than this.
That's true. You're right. So yeah, I think it was a funny scene altogether. And then it quickly cuts to Leland Palmer, who says that he knows the man with the hair.
Yes.
And he says his name is Robertson, and that he used to flick matches like this, and then he lights a match and flicks it at Coop and lands in the cigarette butt plate.
Yes.
And yeah, that's the end of that scene.
He says a line specifically about like he'd always say you want to play with fire, little boy? And then you flick matches. Yeah. And Harry and Cooper seem to have a reaction to that line in specific.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it. Leland, I'm so interested to know where Leland's character ends up, because I've seen, you know, like the last episode that we watched. Yeah. Like the tail end, it seems, of season 2, like Leland's not there. So I'm wondering like what happens to him. And like where he ends up, like just curious, because he seems more intertwined with everything. The more scenes that Leland shows up in, the more intertwined he seems with other things, right? Like I had the impression that he was just like a grieving dad, you know, like he misses his daughter, but now the more I watch of him, the more that he shows up, it's like, oh, like he knows, you know, like how is he connected to the White Lodge, and like how is like I'm just curious of like where this all ends up. So
we do know at least one thing about where he ends up, yeah. Mm-hmm. Because we saw on the newspaper, and the episode opened at his wake.
Yes.
So we at least know that. You don't know how he got there within a couple of episodes, but we do at least know that is the very least how he ends up.
Yes. I'm curious because he seems like the reason why I'm like, oh, the tail end of season 2, like where does he go? The reason why I bring it up, even though I know that happens, is like he seems more connected to the White Lodge than what I thought, you know, like especially with like Mrs. Palmer and how she sees the man at the end of the bed, and like how, I don't know, like he seems like he's more otherworldly than the other characters, especially how he acts. I can't remember what episode it was, but like
season 2 episode 8.
Okay.
I know exactly what you're about to talk about. So yes, I do know.
It's the episode of him like going crazy, and like the one scene of like him in the hotel talking to Coop and how he exits out the back end of the hotel, but it's framed in such a way where like he is separated from everyone else in the hotel kind of deal. Like I feel like it's intentional in that aspect. And so that's why I'm like, where is he go? Like, how is he gonna show up at the end of season 2? You know what I mean? Like I'm curious as to how he's all connected to everything. So.
Yeah. I mean, we saw him with the body of somebody in that episode. Like in his golf bag. Yeah. So like something's happened to this man.
Something's happened. Yes, exactly. So I want to know. So that's my thoughts whenever I see Leland on screen with this episode. So yeah. Okay. I'll move on to the next scene. We'd already talked about, it starts off at the diner with Dick and Lucy, which we already talked about. And then it cuts to James and Maddie at the booth in the diner, and how James talks about all they want to do is run away. And then Maddie's like, James, running away from your problems is not the answer. And she grabs his hand. And then Donna sees, and she walks over, and then Maddie like lets go of James's hand, and it's all dramatic, blah, 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 blah. Donna's pissed. She runs out of the diner, and James is like, Donna, and then the scene ends.
Yeah, real quick, I would like to just say in this scene, like, we know in the end that Donna's right about this. This scene does not give that at all. This scene is very, like, feels to me like Donna is overreacting to James having a female friend. Like it really feels that way, because like it's not like they hide their hands were touching. They just like let go as they're talking, right? Like and like very much what she says there is like he's like, oh, things are so bad. And it's like, you can't run away from your problems, i.e. go fix things with your girlfriend. Like she's absolutely like not like, and you know, there's a moment, a slight little moment, because I love Shirley, so of course I notice this, where like she contemplates putting her hand on his before realizing that like decides to do that, and it's like, this is just comforting her friend. And very much it's not like they were trying to hide it, and like she's very encouraging, but like not, you know, we know in the end that Donna was right, which sucks. Because this scene gives so much like platonic friend energy of like, you're in the rough spot, but you need help, like let's help you through this, you know? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then of course Donna's actually right.
Yes, Donna's actually right, which like proves,
which leads so that in retrospect this scene becomes a lot more suspect. Like that's my problem, is like,
that's fair.
The first time you watch this you're like, this is good, like yeah, whatever. I love platonic friendships between men and women in media. Like, stop making everybody have to be horny for each other.
Okay, the next scene is at the horror house, where Audrey is kidnapped, and they're filming that video that they will then send to Ben Horne.
Yes.
And the bald guy, then he says, I sent Laura to this place, and she knows that Ben Horne owns this place, so we should get rid of Audrey. And then Blackie is like, no, we're not gonna get rid of Audrey. I want a payout, basically.
Yeah.
And did I ever get the name of that guy? The almost bald guy?
Yeah, because we saw the episode where Audrey works at the department store and gets information to sneak in and come here in the first place, right?
That's
like
him,
so
right?
Yeah. He works at the department store. I don't remember his name, so I can't help you with that.
Okay.
We also saw the episode where he dies too.
Like, yes.
We see him die later.
And I was like, I can't remember what his name is.
Yeah.
So I guess if you don't remember, then he doesn't matter. So whatever.
I mean, he sends girls to get trafficked here to this whorehouse.
Yes.
And so Audrey sneaks in through his contacts, and Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. I don't care about this guy that much.
If you're asking if he's going to come up again, no, we saw his death. Like you saw him be introduced and you saw his death. So this is the window that he exists in. So like, yeah.
Fair enough. All right, and then it cuts back to the sheriff's office. Lots of sheriff's office scenes in this one, actually. He cuts back to the sheriff's office. We see Mr. Gerard, who is the one-armed man, who's a shoe salesman.
Yeah. What'd you make of this?
I thought, okay, I was like, wait a minute, that's the guy. I was like, that's that guy. And then I was like, wait, he's normal. And then he sees the picture of the man with the hair. And then I was like, oh, wait, he...
Oh, no, you're cutting out. Jay? Is it my internet? Am I the bad one?
Oh.
Hi. Hi. I hear you now. Okay.
I've heard you the entire time, so it might be your internet. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll talk about this scene real briefly before I move on to the next scene. In the sheriff's office.
Yes.
Yeah, the one-armed man. I was like, it's that guy. He's normal. And then I was like, wait, he's not normal because he sees the picture of the man with the hair.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering if it doesn't seem. Oh no, it doesn't seem like Hawk ever sees him because Hawk is the one who saw him in the hospital, right?
Right.
So I'm like, why doesn't he say anything? But I guess Hawk didn't see him in the sheriff's office.
Also worth pointing out though that he saw him there in season 1, episode 2, and this is season 2, episode 3. So they may have already sorted that out.
That's true. Okay, that's fair. Okay, and then the scene cuts to Shelly, who doesn't want to testify against Leo. She says Doc Hayward saw him and says that Leo's very sick. And then Coop was like, or was it Harry who said this? That Leo was the one who started the fire and Shelly was there.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time I've heard there was a fire.
Somewhere. No, because you know that the mill burned down because Catherine was in it.
This is the mill. This is the mill. Okay.
Yes. So there's a fire there that people think we saw Catherine return. But yes.
Okay. So that it was the mill. Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure. Leo started the fire and Shelly was there. And then Coop ushers her out quickly. And Shelly kind of has second guesses as to why Coop is ushering her out so quickly. And then Harry mentioned that Mr. Gerard is there and he went to the washroom and he hasn't come back. And then Coop is like, the one-armed man is here. The one-armed man knows Bob. And then they go to the washroom and Bob's not there, but they see the needle that the one-armed man was using for drugs, I guess, before he went crazy in the bathroom stall.
So a couple things about that, just as reminders. It's not just drugs. I mean, technically it is drugs, but it's like a medical.
Yes. It's that one drug that
haloperidol.
Of it. Yes.
Haloperidol. Yes. It's a whole lot of Peridol. Yeah. Which we heard that the one-armed man was using before.
Yes.
Yes, not that we would know the name of it now in this timeline. Yes. Other thing I want to point out for people who've seen season 3, but I won't talk about why I'm pointing it out, and it's not spoilers for you. So Shelly is like saying, "I'm not gonna give a statement. I'm not gonna testify," and Harry's like, "Listen. You need to because this guy is dangerous and bad, right?" And Coop's like, "All right, fine, get out of here. Hopefully he wakes up and you learn your lesson, right?" Like almost like a level of, it's the same kind of cynicism we see from Albert a little bit of like, "Oh, okay, you're gonna play this game. fine, not my business. You'll learn, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
But, and then he turns and he's like, I smell insurance money. She's in it for the insurance since he's comatose and wants that money, which we see how that actually ends up for her.
Yes.
Not very good.
Yes. Not good.
and they contemplate, but like pointing out that like Cooper does have this side to him on occasion of like,
yeah,
I'm gonna do the good, and I'm hyper curious about everything and very, you know, upbeat or whatever. But like when it comes to stuff like this, he's like, whatever. Like we also like you know, when he knocked out Blackie's sister, and like when he like does certain things like this where it's like where he should have, but like also it's like a certain level of like, how do you put it? There is a side to him that isn't just puppy dog golden retriever happiness. We're going to help
FBI
everybody.
Agent
Exactly.
For a reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to highlight that. And if you've watched season 3 and have certain thoughts, maybe remember that this part of him exists. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about it.
Okay.
I can't do more complaints without spoilers, but some people's reaction to certain things in okay.
We're gonna get into it, I guess.
We'll get into it eventually. But it's an original show, assholes. Okay.
I'll move on to the next scene for Mac's sake. And that is the hotel scene where Coop talks with Ben Horne and asking about Audrey. If he's seen Audrey. And like the contrast, again, the contrast of the last episode that we watched where I see this reformed version of Ben Horne to this episode really shows how much of a dick Ben Horne really was. Like he is a dick in this episode because Coop is like, have you seen Audrey? And Ben is like basically like, you want to fuck my daughter, right? And then Coop is like, no, like your daughter's been missing and I'm trying to find her. Like, yes, we're acquainted, but like, no, your daughter's like straight up is missing. And I don't know if you've noticed, Mr. Ben Horne, but like young girls have been dying in this town.
Yeah.
And Ben Horne's like, well, if you next time you want to fuck my daughter, you can come. You know, like he has like he really pissed me off in this scene. I was like, in the reaction, I'm like, I don't like Ben Horne.
Yes.
I'm like, he's like, made me so angry. So
it also gives off creep energy of like he's projecting like, I know, like we are of the same type of would prey on young women. I know what you're about, Coop. And it's like Coop's like, no, your daughter's missing and people have died.
Oh, it's so frustrating. So and of note.
Also, was it the last? No, that was 2 episodes ago. Where is it where it feels like a passing of the torch of Audrey's lover to this other old man, and so like in context of this scene, I know they're not back to back, but it's very close to back to back. It does also feel weird in another sense as well, like of it is very funny in the broader context. This scene, how it plays out with Ben's reformation and stuff. Yeah,
fair enough. Also of note is that Josie's dude in the background, I can't remember the guy's name.
Jonathan.
He's Jonathan.
Asian man. 2 exclamation points.
Asian man is in the background of this scene too.
Yes.
He's eavesdropping, it looks like. So there's that. He's there.
Yep.
I'm gonna cut to the next scene with Audrey. And she's introduced to Jean Renault. And Audrey's kind of passed out. There's kind of an icky scene where Jean Renault puts a candy in her mouth, and it's kind of weird and sexual. And even though she's passed out, it's very icky. I don't like it. And then Jean Renault drugs her even more. And then it cuts to in the house how Coop is seen on surveillance camera in the casino. And then it's asked of the department store guy from Blackie from Jean Renault to bring Coop to the house.
Yes.
And then Blackie is not happy that her sister is there.
Yeah.
cozying up to Jean Reno. And that's the end of that scene.
Yes. Do you have thoughts on that scene?
Not really. No,
okay.
I can't. It's because I know where it ends up.
Sure. I have two things to highlight, or one thing to highlight, one question. Okay. So, thing to highlight. Jean Reno actually references a second brother that he had and lost.
Oh yeah,
Bernard.
Second brother. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yes. So it's not just Jacques, it's Bernard, as well. Thoughts on him having another brother that you have no clue about? This is the first time you've heard him mentioned.
Yeah, this is the first time I heard that he had a third brother. Maybe he's a season 3 character. I don't know. But yeah, Bernard, because it's John, Jacques, and Bernard now, the 3 brothers.
Yes.
I know Jacques is dead. Jean will die. And I have not seen Bernard in all of the episodes I've watched.
So what we did hear Jean say is that he also lost his younger brother Bernard. So we know that Bernard is dead. Yes.
Dead.
Yes.
DED dead.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know. Maybe
no theories on what that is or where it could happen.
It sounds like a setup for something. Like when I hear of a dead person now, when I hear dead person, I'm like, oh, the Black Lodge. Like, that's where my mind goes. Is like he's evil. Like these are like the evil triplets. They're evil brothers of trio.
Well, they're Canadian, of course they're evil.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I would know that. I would know.
Yeah.
So
I do love the consistent theming of like Canada is like Canada the bad drug place with evil people. It's so funny.
It's very funny.
We all know what the stereotype is the opposite, so it's so funny.
The opposite, yeah. So it's very funny how like Canadian evil is good.
Yeah, I mean it is a nice inverse of Mexico always being the evil place where drugs come from and all this. It's like it's coming from across the border. Mexico? No, Canada. Like, which, to be fair, there is a lot of drug trafficking across all the borders. So it's like, but like it's so funny to have a show, especially this early, being like, Canada, you have to watch out for those Canadians. Like the Mountie who comes over is corrupt as hell. Like,
evil. Yeah, exactly. Like the Mountie who's like the symbol of justice in Canada is like this evil henchman to Jean Reno is very it's very funny.
It's so funny.
It's good. It's good. Yes. I'm not complaining.
No, absolutely. It's nice to get a different type of representation, I'm sure.
Exactly. Yeah. Instead of like Canadians are nice all the time, it's Canadians are evil all the time. So
yeah, you have your brothels and your drugs and your so other question I had at this time though was so Jean introduces himself to Audrey, but it also seems like he introduces himself to, or Blackie introduces him, but like there's an introduction there. Do you think this is his first episode?
I do think this is his first episode.
Okay.
Actually, it like I think it reflects reflection of Dick in the same way of like, I don't think this is the first episode, but this would surprise me if this is the first episode we see his face. I think he is referenced in previous episodes, but we don't know who he is. But I think this
kind
is
of like your theory about what's his face, Melting Man.
Harold.
Harold, kind of like him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay, I'll cut to the next scene.
Yes.
Where it's back at the sheriff's office. Pete calls Harry to tell Harry that Josie is back tomorrow. Harry tells Coop, I want to see Josie first. And Coop is like,
whatever you say, dude.
Okay,
whatever you say, dude.
Bring her in tomorrow. Like, Coop he's like, I give you my blessing. That's what he tells Harry.
Yeah, Harry's about to like explain himself, and he's like, hey man, whatever. Like, you have my blessing. Like, all good.
And then then again, I mixed up the two scenes together about the one-armed man. This is the part where they go to the washroom and they try to find the one-armed man because the one-armed man knew Bob, but they can't find him, and then that's where they find the heliparadol in the stall. So yeah. I guess we talked about that already.
Yes.
I want to talk about my favorite scene, which is the next scene, and it's at the hospital where they are tying up Nadine with restraints for her own protection, and Ed is like, "Is this necessary?" And the doc is like, "It's for her own protection." And Ed is like, "Okay," and then the doctor's like, "You should sing to her,"
which is insane.
Like, okay, which is insane. It's insane.
Listen, there's not a beat about this scene that isn't insane. Like, I guess I should just not mention it. Here's the blanket thing. Everything that happens in sequence is insane. From tying her up to the adrenaline to the singing to her waking up, all of it is insane.
And then Ed starts singing to Nadine, and it's very sweet. I think Ed has a very nice singing voice. And Nadine seems to have a reaction about it. Nadine, Ed grabs Nadine's hand in a sweet little moment, but then Nadine goes crazy in her sleep. And like, I think this how Ed breaks his arm? Like, is this how it happens? Of how Ed breaks his arm? Because like, she like really grabs his arm and then like she breaks the restraints and like there's like a crunching sound, but I don't know if that's the restraints breaking or like Ed's arm breaking. And Nadine starts cheering like a cheerleader in her sleep. And Ed just has this look on his face that's just, it's so good. And then Nadine is like, she says something. I don't remember what Nadine says. But then Ed goes, uh-huh. And like, it's just, everything about this scene is so funny. And then she's like, you're only 18 once.
Yes.
And Ed has like this look on his face of like, oh shit, something's like really wrong here. And then,
because there's like three separate cutaways to him where one, it's like, she's like, oh, the doctor said I was good for whatever. And he's like, and then she's like, for cheerleading tryouts. He's like, cheerleading tryouts or something like that. And then the third one is like, after all, you're only 18 once. And then it comes back to him. He's like, oh. Like, it's so good. What I also love about this is he's so committed to finishing the song because as his head starts to get crushed, he's still like trying to sing through it. It's so funny.
I love like Ed and Norma and Nadine are like easily like top character, like top 5, like those three take
Mike
up the
too.
top 5
Come on,
spots.
Mike
That's
is so
true. Yeah, Mike is up there.
Mike plays off of Nadine so well.
So well. It's so funny because in the episode, like the entire episode before this moment is so serious. Like you got Audrey passed out from drugs. You're talking about like what's her name? Ronette, and how like something happened to her at the hospital. Like it's so serious, and then there's this scene smack dab in the middle of it, and it's so it completely caught me off guard. I was like, what is going on here? It's like, it is my favorite scene in the entire episode. I love it. I love
right
it so
before
much.
you were about to launch into this, I actually remembered I wanted to ask you about earlier scene, but I didn't want to let you get through this without derailing your steam. But it actually feeds into this conversation really well. It is such a serious scene up until this point, minus, well, we also have the Dick Tremaine stuff, I guess, right? To also pepper in humor. It's just like not as funny as this is. So this stands out, but those are also comedic beats that I think allows this one to be in the episode, because if this is the only point of being funny,
it would be weird. It would be a little bit odd.
That said, we also see the one-armed man change in the bathroom. Or like something happening to him in the bathroom. And I was wondering what you make of that specifically.
like it's the heliparadol, right? Like,
well, we know he wasn't able to take it.
Yeah, I do. He wasn't able to take it? I thought that he did take it.
No, he dropped it while seizing out.
Okay. Okay, with that scene in particular, I'm not like, okay, this is all stemmed off of seeing the man with the hair, right? Like he takes one look at the man with the hair on the poster and then he kind of goes all crazy. And then it progresses in the bathroom stall. It makes me want to know why he's taking, because he calls it his medicine. He's like, I have medicine I need to take.
Yeah.
And so like, I'm wondering what heliparadol does. Like, does it like subdue? Is it like a hallucinogenic where like it makes him feel better? Is it like, like, I'm wondering what it does.
I don't remember if they gave the description of what it does or not already or not, because they might have when they brought it up earlier, but it's like an anti-schizophrenic medication.
I don't remember if that's come up. I probably don't. I think it has come up before.
I don't remember if it hasn't, and this is a spoiler. It's not that big of a spoiler. But I think Gordon Cole referenced it on the phone once.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah, around the time that he also said definite schizoid maneuvering.
Yes, you're right. I think it was that call. I think it was that.
But if I'm wrong and it hasn't come up yet, who the fuck cares? That's like barely a spoiler. All right.
I think the one-armed man is like the same in that like he is probably connected. Not probably. He is connected to the White Lodge in some way. I just don't know how yet. Like, it seems like they're with the White Lodge and the Black Lodge and like all this stuff. It seems that there are like sleeper agents throughout throughout Twin Peaks that have like connections to these more like a heavier connection to the White Lodge and the Black Lodge. And like the people that I throw in that camp are like Leland Palmer, the General, the One-Armed Man, and Coop. Like those are like the four that like they have some sort of like other world, like a fifth sense kind of deal towards the Black Lodge. And so him going crazy overseeing the man with the hair, it doesn't like like I'm wondering if he comes up again, basically. Like, does he disappear forever into the Black Lodge or the White Lodge or whatever? Like, does he just disappear? Or does he come back in one episode that I haven't seen yet? Because there's not many episodes left of season 2 that I'm missing, I feel. Like, and so I'm wondering where he shows up again, kind of deal.
Real quick on that note, you're missing 1, 2, 6, 7. Yeah. And then the finale. And 9.
9. Oh, I'm missing 9 too. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a big. So I watched episode 8, but I didn't see episode 9. Okay. I can't remember. Episode 8 is the one. Hold on.
Where he's driving around with the Drive with the Dead Girl. Where
with the dead girl
the one
in
we
the
referenced
car,
earlier. Yeah. Where Leland's losing it. So you're just missing 9 between your whole long run of the rest of season 2 and 8. God. And then you're also missing 6, 7, and 1, 2 of season 2.
Yeah.
We're down to like 6 episodes that you haven't seen of season 2.
So, like, where does he... Maybe he shows up in, like, the 6, 7 range. Because, I don't know where this goes from here with Mr. One-Armed Man. Clearly, they test the heliparadol. They try to find... Like, when Coop gets the syringe from the stall, they test, and that's how we know it's heliparadol.
Yeah.
So that's where that goes. But like as for Gerard, Mr. Gerard, I don't know where he goes. So.
Oh, I think that it's actually in this run of episodes 4, 5, or that we may have heard that it was an anti-schizophrenic because they tested it, and then one of them says like, "Oh, it's an anti-schizophrenic," but you didn't have context for what that was for at the time.
Yeah.
That's definitely what it is. It's not during
That
the Calder and
makes sense.
Gordon
That
Cole.
makes sense to me.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't know where it goes. I do think that like he disappeared somewhere. Like I don't think
He does say at the end there, "Oh, I'm near you, Bob. I'm gonna find you."
Yes.
Yes.
So that's why I think he's
So on
he goes away.
that note, I guess part of what I was asking is, what do you make of the like transformation and like both performance-wise and yeah.
Okay, performance-wise, like he does a good job of being a crazy guy. like I think he does a good job. In terms of what I think about it, that's the thing, right? Like I am missing context to certain things, and so like it doesn't surprise me that this happened, right? Like yeah, sure, he goes crazy overseeing Bob in the picture, like yeah, but like as for the why, I'm missing the why, I guess. Of like, why does this happen? So that's what I think about it, is like yeah, like sure, like I'm down with it, like that happened, so like why did it happen? I don't know. So
yeah okay sorry, I just that's such a like big weird moment of this episode that we brushed right by. So I did want to make sure we touched on it real quick.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think I brushed by it like in my head because I'm like, I accepted it for what it is. Like, again, it's the why that I'm missing.
Yes.
Like, I still don't know what the why is. So that's why I'm like, it's on the back burner. Like, yeah, it happened. Cool. He's gone now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm going to go back to the hospital scene because we'll cut to Dr. Jacoby.
Yep.
And his Hawaiian wife.
Yep.
With the Hawaiian patterns and rocks and trees around him. And then Harry asks, "Are you ready to be hypnotized?" And he's like, "I guess so." And then I didn't know why, and I learned throughout the episode, like, Dr. Jacoby saw someone die, I guess, in the hospital bed next to him.
Yes.
And he can't remember why, so that's why he's being hypnotized, is to remember, like, who and why.
Yeah.
And so, he talks about, like, his dream, and how he is he talks about how, like, Coop and a bunch of other people visited him at the hospital that day. Then he went to bed, and then he was talking about his dream. And then he woke up to the sound of the person next to him, like, grunting like a dog.
Yes.
And then he looks up and he's like, "I know who he is." And then it cuts dramatically to Donna. So
yes. Well, it cuts to a lot of interesting nature footage at night.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Few things to highlight here. Yes. So last we saw him, or I shouldn't say last we saw him, but do you understand why he's in the hospital? ?
No, I do not.
Okay.
The episode previous to this would be that I've seen is season 1, episode 7.
Yes.
That would be the last episode that I saw. And the what I saw of him is that Laura and James and Donna like lured him out of his office so they could go into his office and break in.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Dr. Jacoby looks and he looks at the footage of Laura, who is Maddie in the footage.
Yeah.
And he goes, "I know where that is." And so it's assumed that he is going to the pagoda to go meet up and see who that is.
I believe that episode ends with him looking at her in the bushes and someone looking at him in the bushes.
At him in the bushes, yes. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's the last thing I saw of Dr. Jacoby.
Yes.
So I don't know why he's in the hospital.
Okay.
I don't know why.
He mentions that when he was in this speech, or like when he's hypnotized, he mentions that when he was assaulted, he smelled burnt engine oil.
I do have a note of engine oil here.
Yes, and then smelled it again when Jacques Renault was killed.
Okay.
So that's worth noting. It's also worth noting that the first time you've seen him so far, season 1, episode 2, in his at the end of the episode, he has a cassette hidden in it's very Hawaiian themed in his office, and he also has a cassette that's hidden inside a coconut. So like just to point that out too, of like, oh, of course. He's
a Hawaiian guy.
Yeah, it's like a certain type of person who goes to Japan to get an Asian wife.
Yes.
Except you don't need a passport to do it there.
Yeah.
But maybe he's good to her. Maybe he's a good guy. I don't know. Maybe he's interested in Hawaiian stuff because he met her. Maybe.
Yeah, true. Maybe.
I know. You can hear it in my voice, like, probably not, though. You know, I mean, that could have. God, real quick as a non sequitur, that has to be insane for people who like get invested in their like significant other's culture if they're from something like that, and it comes across that like that has to be rough.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
like say you're not actually interested, but you did marry someone and get invested in their culture that way, and then now all of a sudden you're that type of person, like to people's brains. I never really thought of that until just this moment. That has to suck.
Fair enough. The end of that scene cuts to, like Max said, there's a bunch of like nature scenes.
We see an owl.
We see an owl. We see trees. We see darkness in the sky.
Yep.
There's a bunch of stuff there. I think that's just a transition thing. Like, I don't think that
it's to show that it's nighttime. It's to show that it's nighttime, and the owl is probably it's kind of scary.
Yeah, spoopy symbolism because the owls aren't what they seem.
Yes.
Blah 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 blah. Okay, then it cuts to Donna at the grave of Laura and how she hasn't been there since the funeral because it's been crazy. She asks Laura about Harold. And then she tells Laura how her and James like got together after she died, literally like 2 days after she died.
If that.
And then, I wrote Donna's bitter because as she's talking, the more angrier and angrier she gets. And then Donna says something interesting, how she wished that she had Laura's strength and courage, but then she's like, but your strength and courage led you to like all of these problems, and even after you died, we're still trying to solve your problems. And then Donna says, it's like we should have buried you deeper into the ground. Which goes into Donna's bitterness about Laura.
I don't like her and her performance, generally speaking. This is her strongest performance in the series, in my opinion, is her speaking to the grave. I think that it's baseline okay. There is a specific line that you just referenced where she's like, we're still dealing with your problems. Not mine, not James's, not Maddie's, yours. It's like we didn't bury you deep enough. And it's like, that is such a good line.
Yes.
Like that's so strong. And it's kind of true. Like you're looking at what everyone's going through, and it's like, just because she's gone doesn't mean her problems were resolved. And in fact, her like part of solving her murder seems to be going through these problems she had.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like I mentioned it in a previous episode. I don't remember what. I think it was in Missing Pieces. How Donna is a quote unquote victim of Laura and like Laura's problems. Like Donna is very like, she's caught in the middle of everything, even though Laura's dead. And so this scene, like the way that she said it reminded me of like, Laura didn't seem like a good friend to Donna. Like Laura, like, so like her bitterness in this performance is felt through that.
Yeah.
So I liked this scene a lot.
Yes.
So yeah.
I
thought it was well written.
Yes, it's very well written, and the performance is good enough to bring out that I have some additional thoughts later on top of what you just said, but I can't share them without spoilers. So I think that's going to have to be, that's just going to have to be excised. But like, yeah, like you definitely feel like the bitterness and like the like, you know, she brings it up like we're always dealing with your problems. Like even before she says it's like her problems are still persisting. It was like it was always your problems, right?
Yes.
And so, yeah, like it, I think calling her at least to a degree, and we saw like to a degree, I mean, it was hard for you to piece together necessarily because of how it was cut, but like we saw to a degree of like Laura having a recognition of that and like sometimes leaning into it, sometimes like trying to almost protect Donna from herself. Like, yeah. And so like it really comes out here. Good scene.
Yeah, good scene. All right, and then it cuts to James and Maddie and how James almost kisses Maddie, but then they hug, but then they almost kiss again.
They definitely kiss. They definitely actually kiss.
Yeah. Okay. it looked like almost, but not really, but like, yeah.
So the reason it looked almost is because Maddie smartly pulls away. And then he's like, hug me. And she does hug. And then on the second one, they kiss more actually. But then it is revealed that Donna is there.
Donna's there. Yeah. Yes. Donna sees, she leaves. James chases after her. And James kind of
smashes the lamp on his way out.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, and Leland comes out and he's like, what the hell? Like, like this isn't your house,
what's going on here?
dude.
Yeah. And then, he chases after Donna. Donna drives away in her car. James like screams after her.
There's like, it's so choice. It became a meme in a podcast that I listened to where they would just play on a soundboard when certain things would happen of him going, why? And it's like, what do you mean, why? You just kissed.
You literally,
this other girl. Like, what are you like?
What were you expecting?
What is like? He has the weirdest reaction to all of this. Like she sees it, she runs out. He takes the moment to like throw the lamp before falling out. Like, no, if you're gonna chase after her properly. And then like, runs into the street and then is like, yells Donna then that why and turns around and it's like, sir.
Yeah, like come on, like. Okay. And
how'd you feel about the scene?
I thought, I guess it had to happen for the drama. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm asking because James has always been one of your favorites as well. So like that.
James is up there for me, but like, in like a I can fix him kind of way, like he's not smart, he's stupid, and the choices he makes are not good, and so it's kind of like a motherly, like I can fix him. Like,
I get that.
I can, kind of character.
We'll get into more of where he's at emotionally. Actually, in I don't know if it's the next scene, but like I think the scene after where Maddie is talking about stuff, because I think that deeply ties into everything that's going on in their plotline.
Yes. Yes, that is the next scene because it cuts back to Leland. It cuts back to Leland in the house comforting Maddie.
Yeah.
Maddie has that moment of like, everyone thinks that I'm Laura, but I'm not Laura.
Yeah.
And Leland, they have like a nice moment on the couch, which like, okay, I want to talk about this actually.
Yes.
Because it like I thought that was a nice scene of like, oh, like Leland is comforting Maddie and Matt, like they have like a moment together, and like it's this nice sweet moment. And I'm pulling up my notes here, hold on, and then I'm like, wait a minute. I connected the dots because in season 2 episode 8,
it keeps coming up.
Leland is driving up in a car with a body in the back, and it's assumed that he dumped the body because at the end of the episode they find a body and it's Maddie Ferguson.
Yes.
And so I'm like, as this scene is ending, Mac, I'm like, oh, this is like such a sweet moment of Leland. And I was like, wait a minute. But I thought, and I think that Leland killed Maddie. And so like, I guess I'm just confused. Cause like, I don't know, this was such a nice scene of like Maddie, you know, like she's having her moment of like, I'm not Laura, you know, and like she looks strikingly like Laura, but she's not Laura.
Yeah.
And so and then seeing Leland comfort her, like it's like a nice like familial moment, you know, where like it's almost like they need like that healing from each other kind of deal.
Right.
Like he's like, he says a line of like, I miss the days where we were at the lake. Like I can't remember what lake they went to.
Pearl
like,
Lakes, which is where he
Pearl
was
Lake,
abused as a kid and met Bob. Like
yes.
Yeah.
So like it's all like why did he kill Maddie? Why does he drive around with her body in the trunk of his car? Like I'm so like, why did he do that? I guess I'm just sad because like this moment is so sweet, but like seeing how the relationship like essentially ended is like, what the frick? Like, how did Leland get here? You know, like what happened? So
do you think there's like a revelation that causes it, or do you think it's like, do you think maybe Harold did kill Maddie and he is helping hide the body in exchange for information? Do you think like what do you think? Because I think last we've seen, Harold was threatening to kill them.
Yes. Okay, here's my fan fiction in my head, right? Is that Harold is going to, like, he's going to, but then I think James comes in and saves the two girls. Like, I think it's kind of like a moment together where James swoops in and saves the day, and everyone's like, oh, yay, James, and this is how. And then maybe they have like a moment of like, yeah, we like Maddie and James tell Donna, like, no, there's nothing going on. Like, yeah, we kissed, but it was more so, I don't know what excuse is going to happen, but I do know at some point Donna forgives James because of like what happens in later episodes. So there needs to be some sort of resolution between all three.
I mean, she already starts to forgive him in this episode at the end. We'll get there, but she's already on that path of like...
Yes.
Yeah.
So like, I do think that, I don't think it's Harold that kills Maddie.
Okay.
I do think that it is Leland that kills Maddie in the end.
Okay.
So that's upsetting.
Her hypothesis on why?
I think Leland, like, it's shown in like other episodes that Leland has like this spiral of like something is happening to him mentally that makes him do all these things. Like he killed Jacques Renault. He, you know, like there's all these things that happen to him. Like he is down a dark path. And like, I think that is, like, that's why I think that Leland is connected to the Black Lodge and somehow, like the Black Lodge is like affecting him to do these things. As for Maddie in particular, like why he killed Maddie, I want to say it's because of she looks like Laura, but like why would he kill Laura then? Like, you know, like it's kind of like my thought is that he kills Maddie because he looks like Laura, and Laura like I don't know where to place it. Basically, I do think that it is Leland that kills Maddie. It's the why that is, again, the why of like, is it that he's possessed by something in the Black Lodge, or is it like he didn't realize that he was killing Maddie in the moment, or whatever that may be. I'm not sure where to quite place it yet. So
okay.
Yeah, I'm sad, Mac. I'm sad.
Yeah, I mean that's
moment.
Watching this out of order adds so much weight to this moment. That's already a really good moment.
Yeah.
I want to highlight like how she feels like she's Laura, and it's so clear that James doesn't like her for her, but likes her because she looks like Laura.
Because he looks like Laura.
Yeah, and we saw that in the end of, you know, season 1, episode 7, where there's like her in the blonde wig and James like being affected by that.
Yeah.
And like yeah, she came down, as she says it, she came down for a funeral, and now everyone's treating her like she's Laura, but she's just herself. And like, you know, like how that's like really impacting her, and like she's gotten wrapped up in all this with these other kids, and is like, you know, it's tough. It's a tough place to be. And like you know, I think that's like why she doesn't really respond to James coming onto her, because she knows that, but also is like, I am like is also being that replacement for Laura a little bit, and giving into the attention a little bit, and like
it's heavy. It's all heavy.
Yeah.
Makes me sad for Maddie.
No, if we're talking about like, it's tough to have a ranking of who's the saddest in the show, their story. But in the show of people we see, taking out like missing pieces and the you know, movie and all of that, just in the original 2-season show, Maddie has it pretty bad. She comes for a funeral, is then now taken as like this mirror for this dead girl, gets wrapped up in this love affair between two other people who are definitely substituting her for this dead girl. And then we know she dies.
Murdered.
Yeah. Like if we're talking about who has a rough go of it, she's up there.
Maddie is pretty high up there. For sure. Okay, I will cut to the
no
next
cuts
scene.
Because we didn't get to the end of this scene where during the comforting.
I forgot about, Coop and Harry walk in. They're like Harry is like the door was open, so he just walked in, and then he tells Leland, "You're being arrested for the murder of Jacques Renault."
Yeah.
Ooh, dun, dun, dun.
So it's clear that Jacoby saw that it was him, and which we know because one of the earliest scenes you've seen of Leland after Missing Pieces was him confessing to the murder of Jacques Renault in the police station, being like, I was not in my right mind. I thought this guy had killed my daughter. Like, So
then we see the trial and stuff. So
in the roadhouse.
We don't see the conclusion of that yet. Yeah, in the roadhouse
with peanuts on the floor.
Yeah.
It wasn't the trial. It was like the arraignment. So they were like,
right,
doing like, oh, we're gonna let you out on bail, and we're gonna let this happen. Yeah.
Okay. And then it cuts to Donna, who went to Harold's house. Harold lets her in.
Yes.
And then Harold comforts her and says, like, what would Laura used to say? And then he says a phrase that I don't remember, but it comforts Donna.
It's like Donna, my Donna, or something manana.
Yeah, manana.
Oh my God, I can't say it right now, but it's the dumbest thing, and I rolled my eyes. Like it's, but it does go hand in hand with a scene we saw in there where she calls her, where Laura called herself the muffin, which is like, as silly as that sound, was heartbreaking at the time, but you realize like that is kind of the vibe.
And then she talks about, you're right, like she talks about James and like almost forgiving him in that moment, but she's still so confused about her feelings about it. And so
knowing that he's confused because like, you know, it's been like what, 2 weeks max since it happened, and now there's this carbon copy looking person who looks like her, and not that she says all this part, but like it's clear that
you can tell
at the very least she is aware that it's like, I know I have to give him time, but how much is too much time? Longer than 2 weeks. Maybe don't date him the day afterwards, Donna.
Oh my God. And then I wrote that Harold seems nice, and I think that's how they're trying to portray him in the scene. That he's like a nice guy that's just helping Donna, who's sad. But like it still gives off ick vibes, like it's still, but like I can tell that's what they're trying to go for here. And then Donna gets up and she looks around the room, and then she sees Laura's diary on his desk stand. That's the end of the episode.
Yeah. Which we know later she trades stories for there to tell her own stories that he's supposed to write as a living book because he's pretentious. Yeah.
Yes.
And that is the end. And we get to see Laura Palmer, and it feels like the show's about her again.
Yes.
We can feel the show being about Laura Palmer again.
So yeah, that's that.
Yeah. So having gone through it, anything in particular you'd like to highlight how you felt? You said you enjoyed it, like having gone through it piece by piece.
I thought it was a good episode. Overall, I really liked it. Yeah.
Yeah. How would you say it? Would you say this is the correct place for it in my ranking?
Yes, I would say that this is better than the last two episodes that we watched.
To be fair, you rate those lower than where I rated them in the first place. So would you say this is the best one we've watched so far?
Let me look at my notes here. Miss TP, I do think it's better than Miss TP. The Orchid's Curse. Oh yeah, Hawk. I love Hawk in that episode.
Yeah.
I would say that this is a better episode. Yeah, like I got a little bit of everything. I got Hawk being Hawk. I got Coop being Coop. I got Harry moments with Coop. I got Nadine. I got Ed in there. I got James in there.
Yeah.
I guess I'm missing Bobby. Bobby was in
Bobby in this episode.
But I think it was oh no, Norma, but like, you know, I got
the Ed and Nadine.
My favorites. Yeah, exactly. So like I've got some good characters in here. So yeah. I would rate this episode pretty good overall. I would rate it higher than looking at the last episode I liked, which was season 2, episode 5. I really liked that episode.
Yes.
I do like this episode better than that one.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
Yeah. In addition to all of that, there's like 2 really good monologue spots in this one, though one of them you disagree is good. But yes, 2 very potentially powerful moments.
Yes.
So yeah, just overall, yeah. As far as why I rate it as I do, I think more than anything, I would probably have to defend placing it so low rather than so high, because I think people would probably say this is better than where I put it.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think so. Let me double check what the IMDb version of it is versus where I'm at on this one. All right. So season 2, episode 3. Oh no, that's right. I absolutely nailed it. Nail on the head with the list. Because remember, this one and the next one are just one higher than the spot on my list.
Oh, okay.
So I actually rate this one higher than IMDb does, but barely. Like we're pretty in line with IMDb right now. Yeah. So I don't have to defend shit. Like, I nailed it. No,
good job.
No, it's a great episode with a lot of good moments. We get introduced potentially to a lot of new characters. Slice, whatever. But yes, this is Dick Tremaine's first episode. You said it wouldn't surprise you.
Okay.
Right. So he's introduced. We have a lot of new things going on but all this new stuff feels like it's new in existing plot lines. So there's a lot of new stuff to grab onto and being new kinetic energy in these plot lines that are already in motion, right? That's always the sweet spot of what you want to get. And I love the speech that Albert gives. I love the writing and again, I don't mean to keep dissing Laura Flynn Boyle, Donna. I think she does great in this scene. I think if this was her baseline and everything else, she would be a standout character.
Okay.
So I think she does great in that scene, right? So yeah, just honestly, really good episode, nobody leaves anything on the table. No one does something where you're oh, this could have been a lot of the times what takes up a lot of our time through these episodes is being oh, well, we could have changed this, that, or the other, right?
Right.
There's none of that in this episode. Right. It's all everyone did.
It's tight.
Exactly. Everyone did what they were supposed to do.
Yes.
And in a great way. So yeah, a fucking great episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, you have a run of episodes now, of 3, 4, 5. You're missing 6 and 7. So what do you think happens in 6?
Okay. I want to know how Maddie died now. Like, how do we get from, because I had considered this point A of Maddie to point B, which is she's dead, so like I want to know what happened. Like, what's the lead up to that?
Right.
I also want to see more Leland and like his spiral of where he ends up. I also want to know how he dies. But I don't think that happens until maybe episode 9, which is
that is the
other
one you're
episode
missing.
that I'm missing. Yeah. And so I don't think he dies until episode 9 of season 2.
It would be wild if, like, I don't think there's anywhere else he could die, but it would be funny if he died before season 2 episode 8 and that was like his corpse or something parading around. I guess that could happen, like a very distinct change from like if that happened, you'd be like, oh, this is the moment that all the other stuff started happening.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I hope for those episodes. I don't think we're gonna, not to spoil, but I don't think I'm gonna get my answer anytime soon. So that's great.
So I will, a little teaser for you, and I'll try to remember to edit this out. After we get through the season 3 stuff, that episode is season 2, episode 9.
Okay.
So that's 4 episodes away.
Okay.
Right, because we have season 1, episode 5, the 2 season 3, episode 2 ones. Then we have episode 9 of this one.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, you're also missing episode 20. That's right. So you have 7 episodes left of season 2. I did forget about episode 20 coming up. But yeah, just as a little teaser for you, since you were like, oh, like there's this one piece that's connecting a lot of stuff that's about to come up. Okay. Yeah, so that's interesting. Okay, so then, oh yeah, okay. The other thing I ask, what is Twin Peaks about for you right now, especially with this run of episodes? Not just in this episode, but like what I like to do is like think back to the last, whether it's overall or like, so you know how like what Haruhi Suzumiya is about changes, like if you group them by like 2 or 3 episodes at a time, like it's about different things, because even though it's at a timeline. That's more what I'm asking, is like, you can give the overall answer, but I think you've largely know what it's about until we hit season 3. But more like in the context of like the last like 3 or 4 episodes in a run, what you're feeling the show's about, within that context. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Right now, Twin Peaks is it's about because like I mentioned it at the beginning of the episode, but like the last episode we watched compared to this episode is such stark contrast with each other, you know? Yeah. And so like this episode, like if I were basing it off of how I feel about this episode, it's a murder mystery that's coming to a close, right? Like I feel like all the pieces are in place. I'm just missing a few key pieces. Whereas the last episode, it's like it's a supernatural adventure. Like
right.
The last episode ends with like another murder. Okay, here it is. This Twin Peaks is a murderous town. There's some evil spirit that's killing people. It's not just people killing people. It's vibes killing people. There's some sort of evil spirit that's killing people in this town.
Okay, the concept of its vibes killing people is very funny, and we'll leave it at that as a thematic core for the last few episodes. Because I don't think that's wrong. I do think that you're maybe projecting Maddie's death into this episode, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think that's a very smart thing to be doing. Like, it makes this episode way harder hitting.
It hits harder. It hits much harder knowing what's happening with her. So.
Yeah. One of the bright side, again, after we do this, you and I need to set aside a time of like a few hours to create the watch order where we cut out certain episodes and just do like a out of order watch list for at least the first 2 seasons to create we'll have to find a thing to do after we finish the show to do that with. That's absolutely fair. All right. Well, I think that does it. I do have one additional question I always ask. So, looking at the list of what the next episode is, not that we're saying what it is, this is your little hints, people, for what the next one is. What do you think happens in that episode?
Oh my god. What happens in that? I'm gonna have to, I won't spoil, I'm gonna look back at my notes to... That
it's such an island by itself, though.
It is an island by itself. It is. And so I think that I will get more Audrey. I think that I will get more Ben Horn, and I think I'll get more Leland.
Okay.
I think that's what I'll get. Yes.
All right. Very awesome. Very interesting. Something I should have pointed out. So I'll just put it in here.
Okay.
This episode was directed by Leslie Linker Glatter, who, so far, I think the only episode you've seen of her was season 2, episode 16, which it was the one where you're like, "Oh wow, this is feeling a lot better until the end," right? Where Josie becomes a doorknob. And in my opinion, she is the next best director in general of Twin Peaks after David Lynch. She also does the second most episodes of Twin Peaks after David Lynch, I believe. I'd have to double check that one, but she's really good. So that may also be part of why this one felt so to it, you know. But she was the director, and I wanted to highlight that. Yeah. So, that'll do it for us. So, remember to save the pine weasel. Oh my God, I'm so tired.
Brush your teeth.
Bye. Do we give backstory for why we're doing this?
I think we give a tiny bit of backstory, a tiny bit.
Okay, so a while ago, I came across a fuck, marry, kill with a couple of characters. Actually, I think we discussed that specific one on stream. It was like Hawk, Harry,
Hawk, Harry, and Coop, right?
I don't think it was Coop because I would have chosen Mary Coop. No, because it was like Mary Hawk because obviously needs no explanation. It was fuck Harry because it's gonna be nasty on the rebound. And then I can't remember what the third one was. It doesn't matter. But I did have the idea of like, if we can't come up with the post-credit scene, we should do this. However,
okay,
I was streaming at 2 a.m. last night or a couple nights ago. God, time's gotten weird for me, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And so I feel we do both versions, right?
Okay.
Right. So let's actually start with the fuck, marry, kill.
Okay.
All right. So fuck, marry, kill. Albert, Dr. Jacoby, and Nadine.
Oh, that's hard. Hold on.
Yes, thank you. I did a good job.
Okay. Fuck, marry, kill. Fuck, marry, kill. Okay. I think okay, I've decided. Okay. I would fuck Albert because I feel like that is the correct choice. I
mean, also, like, not to read into your proclivities or whatever, but like for anyone who's a sub, that works perfectly. Like yes, someone who's willing to give aftercare. Like he seems like he'd give aftercare, but then also he will be degrading. It'll be good.
I would marry Nadine and I would kill Dr. Jacoby. That's how I would do it.
Okay.
That's my answer. What about you?
I feel like you're killing Dr. Jacoby because there wasn't really a place to put him because you're not gonna fuck him. Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's tough for me because it's like, for me, I think like having the if I could flip it around and put Albert on bottom, like the power juxtaposition of that would make it so like I think I'd marry Albert just because we're very like we're similar enough in philosophies of life, but different enough as people that I think it could work out.
Okay.
But like I think we would be switches when it comes to that because neither of us willing to actually give up power. I would take Mike's advice and fuck Nadine because that's gonna have to be insane. So I guess I'll kill Dr. Jacoby too, just because that's where that fits.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think that's how that has to go. Like Mike gave a convincing argument. All right, so at 2 a.m. we looked up what the left earring meant when you only wear a left earring.
Yes.
Right? Yes. And so it gave us a new game to play with these 3 characters. If you would introduce.
Okay. For those that don't know, if you wear a left earring, it could mean one of 3 things. You're married, you're affiliated with gang activity, or you're a pirate. And so we decided that would be a great fuck, marry, kill, but it would be married, gang, or pirate.
Yes.
For 3 characters. So I think we decided this at 2 a.m. Okay.
Yes.
So like if it's bad, that's not our problem. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. This isn't our fault.
Yeah, it's not our fault.
It just exists in the world and we need to do it, apparently. How dare you assume that we're in control of our life? All right. So, with these 3, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Because I have some thoughts, actually. This is an interesting one, actually, to do that with.
Okay. Marry. I would marry. I think I would still, like, it's, okay. Nadine has an eye patch. Let's address the elephant in the room. Nadine has an eye patch. And so you would think that she would go very well into pirate. However, I still think I would marry Nadine.
Okay.
I would put Albert in pirate. I feel like Albert's got pirate. I'm basing it off of your opinion of Albert, and that he's like he's like, you can be an asshole, and pirates are assholes. But in media, pirates tend to do the right thing where it counts, right? Like they have their own.
So you're talking like a Robin Hood style pirate rather than a historical pirate.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So I think Albert would be a very good pirate in that sense.
Okay.
And then Dr. Jacoby screams like cult leader, gang activity, like that kind of character. So I would put him in the gang activity kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that I see the vision so much that I kind of want to change. I kind of am tossed up on some of my choices now because I see your vision so strongly.
Thank you.
Because
Doc Jacoby, original vision?
Doc Jacoby is 100% a pirate.
Yeah.
Dr. Jacoby, he's silver-tongued bullshitter and loves Hawaii and is like a colonizer who will take women. Like, he's absolutely a pirate.
Okay.
Right? I don't see, which would then leave like Albert as either a gang member or married. Right. It's tough to see him as married in any sense, really. Like, even in the Fuck, Marry, Kill, I'm marrying him. Like, I'm not sure that works out, right?
Right.
It's hard to see him as married, but he's no way a gang member. He's so not a gang member.
Yeah.
And I definitely, my first thought wasn't even Nadine as a pirate, despite that eye patch. My first thought was Nadine's absolutely a gang member. Like, she would be suckered into that thing to be like the muscle of a gang and be like
muscle. Yeah, I see that. I see it.
So that was my initial thing. But your argument for like media style pirate of Albert is so strong for me that I don't know, because all that would mean is I'd have to marry Doc Jacoby, and I'm not about to massage his feet.
Yeah.
That said, I do wear a lot of Hawaiian shirts. So again, maybe it's Mary. Yeah, I think I do have to marry Jacoby, because your vision of Albert as that style pirate is so correct, because he'd be like the foul mouth like asshole, but then you find out he's donating to kids and building orphanages, and you're like, okay, like I guess we'll allow this, and like there's no way Nadine's not a gang member. So yeah, I think that's the way I have to go with it.
Okay.
All right.
Yay! Our first merry gay pirate game.
100% we're gonna forget this exists until I edit next time. 100% that's what's gonna happen.